So I was outside, exercising. No biggie, it's what it is. And I got to my destination. I had finished the amount of kilometers I wanted to run, and it just so happened to be right next to a bus stop. So I stop at this bus stop, breathing heavily, drinking some water from the water bottle I brought, and all of a sudden, this old man comes up to me. Judging by his looks, he was probably like 70 to 80 years old, around there. Most definitely retired. He was a bit hunched over, had a full beard, although not a very long one, and a kind face. His name was Bert. Bert looked at me, panting my brains out and guzzling water, and said, "Running? That is important, Good for the heart, the lungs, and the muscles." I said, "Yeah, I guess so." Some time passes, and I can kind of tell that he wanted me to say something else. And my stupid ass goes, "Good for the heart, the lungs, and the femboy thighs." My heart dropped, as yours would if you saw my face. There's a reason these stay on. This sweet senior man doesn't get upset, doesn't get weirded out or anything like that. His face actually brightens up. And he says, "Even at my age, you learn something new every day. I haven't heard this femboy word before. Sounds English, but every borrowed word is these days." The conversation was in Swedish, so that's because I live in Sweden, so that explains that. "What does it mean?" I had realized that I had obviously slipped up. There was nothing I could do but tell the truth. For when in pretty much any situation, just tell the truth and be done with it. You'll probably be digging yourself a deeper hole. And believe me, my hole is deep enough, and I don't mean metaphorically. Anyways, I had no choice but to explain what a femboy was to an 80-year-old. He wasn't upset. His optimistic face declined, but never to a negative one. It gradually declined. He said something like, "I support you no matter who you love." And I was like, "No, I'm actually straight." I was just joking. But it was clear that he wasn't really buying it, even though it was true. Pretty much. At that point, his bus arrived and it was time to say goodbye. We did so, but just as he slowly makes his way up the bus, like right as we are about to not be able to talk to each other anymore, like right as the doors close, he turns around in the last second and goes, "Thanks for telling me what a femboy is, and good luck with your thighs." Not a bad thing to say in many situations, but the bus was like half full. At least like 12 people easily heard what he said. I got a lot of looks as that bus was leaving. Luckily, of course, my immense charm made them all think something like, "Yeah, he'd make a great femboy," or "I wish he was a woman already so I wouldn't be gay," or "I wish he was a woman," or "No, I wish he was a femboy already so I wouldn't be gay," or "I wish he was into women," or something like that. But I don't need like half a bus to fall in love with me instantly. I already have enough people like that. Now you could ask, "But Dog Rock, why aren't you in a relationship then?" And the answer to that is simply, well, nobody is kick-ass enough. Simple as that. Anyways, I hope you liked my story. Depending on how it turned out, I may tell you more real stories that definitely happened, or stories that I've definitely heard of. Please comment if you have any similar stories, or if you have any topics you'd like to see if I have any stories about. Like, subscribe, and see ya.